it's Melody again. This is the second in our series of videos about the Cyber Commander. In the first video, I showed you how to set up and register your lights with the Cyber Commander. In this video, I'm going to be showing you how to use the basic controls of the Cyber Commander. So let's get started. So starting off, let's get familiar with the Cyber Commander's three screens. The Commander's got three screens that we can toggle between using our right joystick. The first screen is the flash screen, which is where I can remotely trigger my lights, I can remotely adjust the output of the lights, and then of course I can meter the lights. Using the right joystick, I can toggle to the model screen, which is where I'm able to remotely adjust the output of the modeling lamp of the unit, independent of the flash output. And then the third screen, of course, is our setup menu. I can toggle between these three screens going either direction with the joystick, with the right joystick, going either to the left or to the right. And as you can see, the lights that we set up yesterday no longer show up on the Cyber Commander because I'm going to show you how to retrieve a saved setup. To do that, we're going to take the right joystick and we're going to toggle to our setup menu by toggling up. And once we get to open memory at the top right hand corner, we're going to select that by pressing N on the right joystick. Now, since we're not doing a new setup, we're not going to do open all from studio like we did in the previous video. We're actually going to be retrieving a saved setup. So we're going to use our left joystick and we're just going to toggle. In this case, I'm going to toggle to the left so I can go to internal 1, which is where we saved that setup that we created in the previous video. So to select that, I'm just going to press in on my right joystick like a button. And as you can see, it just brings up all four of my lights because that's retrieving that saved setup. And that just means that I don't have to go through that initial setup that we did in the first video. I've already saved all of that information. The Commander was able to retrieve that for me. It's even got my lights set to the output that I had them at previously. So next I want to show you the model adjustment screen. So you can get an idea of the full functionality of this screen, I'm going to just use my right joystick and I'm going to toggle down to light settings. I'm just going to tweak my model lamp settings real quick. So I'm going to go into this screen, and on this screen what I want to do now is I want the change that I make on this screen to affect all of my lights. So I'm going to use my left joystick. And I'm just going to toggle either to the left or the right until I get to the all channel in the lower left hand corner here. And that just means any changes I make on this screen are going to affect all of my lights instead of individual lights. And so what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go from track to ADJ, which stands for adjustable. I did that by taking the left joystick and just toggling it up or down, and that just lets me toggle between all these different options. And ADJ just means that I'm able to adjust the modeling lamp output independent of the flash output. And so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take that right joystick, I'm going to toggle it to the right to go back out to my setup menu. And then I'm going to toggle again, either left or right, so I can get to the model adjustment screen. Since I'm set to all, you'll see that towards the top of the screen there it says bracket model, which is completely normal. It just means that the Commander is set to control all of the lights. So if I want to control the modeling lamp output, I'll do that by using the left joystick. I can toggle down to decrease the output of the modeling lamp, and I can toggle up and that will increase the output of the modeling lamp. I can also control the modeling lamp outputs on individual lights. So if I wanted to, say, take my Einstein down to the minimum power setting on the modeling lamp, I'm just going to take my left joystick and I'm just going to toggle to the right one time to go to channel 1, which is where my Einstein is. And now I can use that left joystick and I can toggle down to decrease the output of the modeling lamp. And then as you can see, that's going to take my Einstein's modeling lamp down to minimum power, but it did not affect my other lights. Now let's go ahead and do that for the DigiB. Let's go ahead and take that one down to minimum power. Now let's go to channel 3. That's going to be my Alien B 1600. I'm going to go ahead and take that one down to minimum power as well. And now let's go to channel 4. That's my White Lightning X800, and I'm going to go ahead and take that down to minimum power. I try to be very mindful of what direction I'm toggling the joysticks. There are arrow icons on the screen here that tell you what direction to toggle the joystick. So I've got the up and down arrow icon next to power to let me know that I need to toggle the left joystick up or down to increase or decrease the output. And then I have the left and right arrow icons next to the channel to let me know that I use the left joystick to toggle between the different channels on the Cyber Commander. So now I'd like to show you the flash adjustment screen. But before I do that, I'm going to set my modeling lamps back to track mode. Now, before I set my modeling lamps to track mode, one thing that I have to be cognizant of is the fact that my lights are already set to full power. So in order to get the modeling lamps to track properly, I need to set those to the same power level that my flash output is already set to. So I'm just going to toggle back to all using my left joystick, and I'm going to go ahead and take all of my modeling lamps back to full power. That way I'm starting at the same output that my flash is set to, which allows my modeling lamp to track appropriately. So now I'm going to take my right joystick and I'm going to toggle back to the setup menu, and I'm going to go into light settings. I'm already set to all here, which is perfect because I would like all of my lights to be set to track. So I'm going to use the left joystick here, and I just toggled up until I got to track under model mode, and that just means that all of my lights are now set to track mode. So now when I make any adjustments to the flash output, the modeling lamp is now going to increase and decrease to sort of follow the output of the flash. So now what we're going to do is we're going to go back to our flash screen. Now, as you can see on this screen, it says bracket flash because I am set to all. And from this screen, I am able to increase or decrease the flash output of all 4 of the lights. So I can decrease by using the left joystick and toggling down. My flash output decreases, and as you can see, the modeling lamps decreased as well because they are set to track mode. I can do the same if I want to increase, and then all of my lights get brighter. The modeling lamps get brighter as well because they are tracking the flash output of the unit. If I would like to control the lights individually, I can do that using my left joystick. I'm just going to toggle to the right to go to the Einstein, and I can then increase and decrease the output of the Einstein, and it doesn't affect any of my other lights. And we'll do the same for the DigiB. I can now control that light just by itself by toggling to channel 2 using my left joystick, and that adjusts only the DigiB and does not affect any of the other 3 lights. We'll do the same thing for the B1600. We'll take that one down a little bit. And then let's go ahead and do the same thing for the White Lightning X800. Take that one down a little bit. So one of the other features of the Cyber Commander is its built-in flash meter. The Cyber Commander has a flash meter dome that is on the back of it, and you can actually use that to meter any flash unit. To get a meter reading from the Cyber Commander, all you'll do is you'll just trigger your lights from the right joystick. And what I can do is, using the left joystick, of course, I can toggle to all. And when I'm on all, that means that when I trigger the lights from the right joystick by pressing N like this, I'm going to get a meter reading at the top of the screen in yellow. And that's a collective reading. So it has read all 4 of the lights together. I am able to meter the lights individually. Just using my left joystick, I'm just going to toggle to channel 1, which is my Einstein. I can meter that light individually by just pressing the right joystick here. So now I've metered my Einstein, and using my left joystick, I can now go through and I can just meter each of my lights individually. So now that I've metered all of my lights, you'll notice that there is a yellow dash on each of my flash output bars. And the yellow dash is just a quick reference. It shows where my lights last metered when I metered them using the Cyber Commander's built-in flash meter. These yellow dashes correspond with the yellow f-stop numbers that you see on the left-hand side of the screen here. And once again, it's just a quick reference. It's a way for you to be able to meter your lights individually and just very quickly see where each light metered. And you'll notice at the top of the screen that there is a less than sign next to the meter reading, and that's just due to the distance that we have the Cyber Commander from the flash. So on the right hand side of the screen here, right above the right joystick, above where it says menu, you'll see the refresh feature. The refresh feature is typically used if your receiver loses a signal or if the commander somehow loses the setup information. You can then use the right joystick and toggle it up, and that refreshes the signal between the Cyber Commander and the receiver, and it also will resend the setup information to the receiver, which will then send the setup information to the light. And one other thing that you may notice is that there are red dashes on each of the flash output bars. The red dashes are the indicator for the model lamp output of the units. Those red dashes just indicate where the output of the model lamp is set. Since we have all of the lights set to track mode, then the red dash is set to the same level as the flash output of the unit. If I had my lights set to adjustable, then those red dashes would appear in various spots on the flash output bar, just depending on where you have the actual output of the modeling lamp set. And so now the next thing that we're going to do is we're actually going to use the right joystick and we're going to toggle back to the setup menu. And I'm going to show you a few other things on this menu. First, we're going to take the right joystick. We're going to toggle down to Advanced Configuration. You'll select that by just pressing N on the right joystick, and that's going to collapse down another menu. You just take your right joystick and toggle down to Cyber Commander Setup, and you'll select that by pressing N on the right joystick. And from this screen, this is where we can adjust the backlight, which is the brightness of the Cyber Commander screen, and where we can adjust the timeout, which is how long the screen actually stays on before it goes into what we call hibernation mode. The backlight is, of course, how bright the screen is. Sometimes if you're outdoors or something like that, you may need the screen to be brighter. So you can increase the backlight anywhere from 10% up to 100%. The timeout, you can set anywhere from 10 seconds up to 60 minutes. Sometimes if you're just learning the commander, if you're trying to get used to it, you may want the timeout to stay on longer. So you can just use your left joystick and toggle to the left or the right to increase or decrease the timeout. And we use the left joystick and toggle up or down to increase or decrease the backlight. Just keep in mind that when your backlight or your timeout are set to higher numbers like this, it is going to drain the Cyber Commander's battery a lot more quickly. So just make sure to have some spare AAA batteries on hand. That way, if the batteries die, you can just very easily and quickly swap them out. So now we're going to go ahead and toggle back up to light settings. We're going to go into light settings, and I just wanted to talk briefly about the power parameter on this screen. Under power, we did talk about how the lights are usually set to on, so of course, so that they are ready to take commands from the Cyber Commander. But there is also standby mode. And standby, when you use that with the Einstein, as you can see, I put the Einstein in standby mode, it actually turns the unit off. So you're able to turn the Einstein on and off from the Cyber Commander without actually having to go up to the back panel of the Einstein and power it down. The only thing to keep in mind is if you turn the Einstein off from the Cyber Commander and then you attempt to turn it on from the back panel of the unit, the Cyber Commander will override that. So just something to keep in mind. You'll either want to just turn your light on and off from the back panel of the unit, or you'll turn it on and off only from the Cyber Commander, but you don't really want to mix the two. Now we'll toggle to the DigiB on channel 2. The DigiB also can be put into standby mode. With the DigiB, it doesn't actually power the unit down. What it does is it puts it into more of a sleep mode. So that just means that the modeling lamp will turn off and the DigiB will actually say standby on the back panel in the LCD screen. So the unit is still on, but it just means that it's not going to accept any commands from the Cyber Commander. So it means I can't trigger it or control the output. It's on, but it's just essentially asleep. And now we're going to toggle to channel 3. Channel 3's got the Alien Bee on it. Just like with the DigiB, the Alien Bee, you can put that in standby mode. It does not actually turn off the flash unit. The modeling lamp itself will turn off and the red dump light on the back of the Alien Bee will come on. And so the unit is essentially in a sleep mode. So it cannot be triggered. The output cannot be adjusted. It's still on, but it's just asleep. And we'll toggle to channel 4, which has our White Lightning X800. The White Lightning operates the exact same way. I can put it in standby mode, which will turn off the modeling lamp, and the red dump light on the back of the unit will come on. The unit is asleep. I cannot control the output. I cannot trigger it. But if I need to use it again, I can simply turn it back to on, and it's ready to accept the command. One other thing I'd like to mention, when the lights are in standby mode, one thing that you'll see on the main screen is you'll notice that the power adjustment bar is now grayed out, and that's another visual indicator that your light is set to standby mode. If you ever notice that you're using your lights and all of a sudden your modeling lamps are turned off or your unit's powered down, and you look on the screen and you notice that your power bar is grayed out, or if you notice that the white dash at the bottom of the screen has gone gray, those are all indications that the light is in standby mode. And all you have to do if that happens is just take your right joystick and just toggle it to the right to go to your light settings menu and select that, and then just turn it to on. And now when I come back, my power adjustment bars look normal. One other thing I'd like to talk to you about in this video is we're going to take the right joystick and we're just going to toggle back to the setup menu. And I'd like to just show you how you can remove lights from an existing setup if you maybe accidentally added a light or maybe added a light to the wrong channel. There's a really easy way to fix that. So we'll just take the right joystick and we're just going to toggle down to spec lights. We'll just select that by pressing N on the right joystick. And in this case, let's just remove the White Lightning from our setup. Really easy. All you do is you just toggle to the channel that your light is on. In this case, we're going to go to channel 4. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my right joystick and I'm actually going to toggle down until none is highlighted red. I'm just going to select that by pressing N on the right joystick. And as you can see, that removed the X800 from my setup. So that was just an easy way for me to take that light off if I accidentally added it, or maybe, again, just added it to an incorrect channel or something like that. If you needed to start over completely, say you just wanted to do a whole brand new setup and wanted to wipe your Cyber Commander clean, then all you do is you just take your left joystick and you'll just toggle until you get to the all channel. And when you're at the all channel, you can use your right joystick to select none, and that'll remove all of the rest of the lights from your setup, and that allows you to start over fresh. You can then toggle back out to your setup menu. You can go up to open memory. You can either retrieve an existing setup or you can then do a brand new setup from scratch. There are many other features on this setup screen that we have not covered just yet, but we will be talking more about other features such as the flash meter section, groups, and then some other features under advanced configuration. We'll address all of those in our next video. Thanks so much for watching. Our next video will cover the advanced settings for the Cyber Commander. But of course, if you need any additional help or have any other questions, you can absolutely give us a call at 1-800-443-5542 anytime from Monday through Friday from 9 to 5 Central Time. You can also shoot us an email at info@paulcbuff.com. Bye.